special licenses as we await getting our regular license done.
Okay. If there's any questions? Been doing this a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. We appreciate the patience of the commission.
Yeah.
Motion to approve application numbers 25-00947-1 to 25-00947-6.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve applications number 25-00947-1 to 25-00947-6. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 7, application number 22-24924, Kahala Senior Living Community Inc.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Ms. Uriah, Robert Uyoka on behalf of Kahala Nui, presenting the right, Mr. Craig Ports. He is the president and CEO of Kahala Nui.
Right.
Just want to briefly address a few items in the report. First of all, I think there was a question about zoning. We did get the zoning clearance. It specifically was approved for a club general category 2 liquor license. I have it right here. I have extra copies if you want. And it specifically says that it's for a group living facility not open to the general public. So that's why we're applying for a club license. Also, I think there was a question about the social purpose of Kahala Nui. And I just have the calendar up here for November, and it shows various social events. Clearly, social interaction, social camaraderie is a focus of Kahala Nui. Also, we did reduce the rooms. There are 382 rooms. The investigator had issues about it or questions. So he said, we'll just take it off just to keep it simple. So we only have the common areas included in liquor license premises. Also, I want to mention that 74% of the members receive no medical assistance whatsoever. So obviously that's the ones that are benefit from this liquor license.
Go ahead.
The only question I had is, so I do notice, and I want to say thank you for in regards to the room situation. Obviously, there's a lot of questions with that, but I also do see, right, the common areas would consider the hallways. Do you folks have any plan in regards to if people are leaving the common area, right, which is kind of where we're talking about a club type of thing happening? Is there going to be someone kind of just keeping an eye to make sure they might not carry a drink out of there to get it to the hallways, so that they wouldn't bring it into their rooms? I mean, I think some concern reading off of this, right, was the possibility that they might go into their rooms with something. And so have you guys thought about a possible way of having someone keeping an eye on that when they go into the elevator to go up? Make sure they're not carrying a whole full drink or something.
Right, absolutely. Two things about the common areas. Number one, we included it because you need to get access from point A to point B, and we store our alcohol in different rooms.
Okay.
Or different areas. That's why we need the common areas
Okay.
included. As to the instructing the members to not carry it into their room, that's a good thing about a club license. It's not open to the public. And we can instruct the members specifically, hey, you're not to take it into the room. It's a liquor license violation. You're risking their entire liquor license. So because we have a club license, we feel we can tell our members not to take it into the room. We feel confident that they'll understand it and they'll understand the severe consequences if they did.
Okay.
That was kind of my question.
I was just noting the red on the diagram is kind of.
You can barely see it. So the one I submitted obviously to the department, to the liquor commission, is much darker. And I do have the one I submitted.
Okay.
That is much darker. If you want to take a look at it, it's just darker.
But it's basically just the common areas that you.
It's just the common areas. All the rooms are all excluded. It's 382 rooms. We have to do it on all the floor plans. Yeah.
So with the common area in the front lobby area by the front desk where security and reception is going back, is that going to be a designated alcohol free, or how is that?
It's a consumption area, but we don't currently have plan any events there right now because it is an ingress and egress, but it is included in liquor license premises. Again, because we need to get access from point A to point B and we need to cross over that area.
The tenants and guests, or guests are excluded from possessing, using alcohol?
Oh, no, guests only of the members.
Okay,
They have to be specific, sign in guests, just like any other club.
okay.
No members of the public, unfortunately.
And just add in that front space, the lobby area, we have 24/7 concierge at the desk there, so they're always monitoring what's going on in the lobby area.
That's good. Thank you.
Is there any input from licensing that you guys want to bring up or no? Yeah, sorry. Ah, okay.
Supervising Investigator Daniel Sato. This is quite a big report, so I can try to answer most of your questions. If you have any.
Well, I guess my basic question is that there's some disagreement in terms of the suitability of a assisted living facility to be a club, and that's just kind of the basics of it. Is that it?
Yeah, basically, this is kind of a first to kind of license a quasi hospital type setting where you're gonna have medical PHI records and files in certain areas where it's the common areas of that assisted living facilities. And with a liquor license, all areas will be exposed to or allowed to be searched upon inspection. So one part of it is this assisted living facility is licensed by the state, where they have regulations that are pretty sure stringent as far as information being exposed or being out there. It's kind of like commercializing within a hospital, so to speak.
Commissioners, questions? So clarification. So council, the senior living community is really a separate entity of the assisted living community, which is demarked by floors and elevators, is that
We
correct?
talked about the 74% that do not get any medical assisted living whatsoever.
Yeah.
So of course, there is a more assisted living area, South Iolani. But we also want to get those licensed just because we have events for them too. I mean, all of our members are important, and we wanted to offer that service because we want to give them the high level of food and beverage operations. So as far as inspection, that's exactly why we took out all the rooms, because we didn't want to have our members' rooms, personal rooms be inspected. But just to let you know, they don't actually own the rooms. They're not on title. They get of course use of the room, but we just didn't want them to have to submit to a liquor commission inspection, which they would have to if it was included.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Corp counsel, did you want to weigh in at all or no? Executive session or no? No, okay, all right.
All right. All right, motion to approve application number 22-24924.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 22-24924. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved.
Thank you so much.
Calling agenda item number 8, application number 24-00553, Hawaii HIS Corporation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commission members, Kenneth Fuller appearing for the applicant. To my right is MEEMME Fukushima FUKUSHIMA Human Resources Manager. This is for a preliminary hearing for a change of classification. The applicant, they actually also are our licensee, has been operating in the airport in that lounge since 2013 under a restaurant license. And it appears that it's probably more appropriate that that class be changed to a dispenser gen. And that is the purpose of this hearing. We have no changes to the investigative report.
Any questions?
No question.
Okay.
All right, motion to approve application number 24-00553.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-00553. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, chair also votes aye. The application is approved.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 9, Commission YKB Inc. DBA Bradas Market. Okay. No products. Okay, we will defer agenda item number 9 and go on to agenda item number 10. Request number 25-00996, V Ala Moana. Hello.
Howdy, good afternoon. I'm Rebecca Tamachter, authorized agent for V Alwana. We're requesting a batching permit.
Right, and foolish as it may sound, you need to be able to make the Jello shots on demand at your establishment. They're all.
Yes,
Yeah.
our sister location, Kiki's Tiki Bar,
Yeah.
we do this, and although the consistency wouldn't be the same, but the flavor and all the ingredients are the same. We understand.
Has anyone ever asked for a liquid Jello shot that's not Jello?
Thankfully, no.
Okay. Sounds as silly as it is, but that is our rule. Any questions?
No, I would like to say though, I would like to put for the record, thank you for putting in there. You're only looking to store them for 2 days.
Mhm.
Because as a commission, we start looking at juices, we wouldn't let you go beyond 3.
Okay,
So I mean, I would say, as things go on, we're open to 3, but right now thankfully it's 2, so we'll leave it at that.
great, thank you.
I have no other questions or comments.
Okay.
Motion to approve request number 25-00996.
Second.
So moved and seconded to approve request number 25-00996. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The request is approved.
Great.
All
Thank
right,
you very much. Appreciate your time.
certainly.
It looks like the same flavors as last station.
There we go. In the cave. Okay, calling agenda item number 11, request number 25-01009, Lamont Brown, on behalf of the Fix Haida.
Hello, Commissioners. Lamont Brown on behalf of the Fix Oliva, LAMONT, BROWN.
Okay, so can you walk us through
Yeah.
your request?
So, the space we took over used to be Breakers and they shut down about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Through building and all, I wasn't aware that, they own the license, not the landlord.
Okay,
So we're trying to file for a license and a temporary license as well.
Okay.
However, I believe they were a class 2 and we're just trying to be a restaurant. We're not trying to be a bar. So
Okay.
we would like to have a waiver to apply for a temporary as well as a license itself.
okay, so a couple of questions. So Breakers, when they closed, did they cancel their license or did they keep it? Do you know?
I do not know, to be
Okay.
honest.
All right, so does anyone from administration know if it was canceled? or
Our
they
records
haven't?
reflect that the license expired on June 30, 2023. So that's why he needs.
Okay, so it's already expired.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so,
Safekeeping.
okay. So basically you're looking for the waiver of the 5 days, right? To be able to file for
That's
your
correct.
license.
Yes.
Okay. I have no other questions.
Okay, motion to approve request number 25-01009.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve request number 25-01009. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The request is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, adjudications. Hold on. 2. Calling agenda item number 12, East Side Kitchen LCD 24-0052.
Good evening, Commissioners. Deputy Corporation Counsel Mario Everett appearing on behalf of the city.
And
And Commissioners, for B-Side Kitchen, this is Wayne Luke's case. He contacted me earlier and I believe was here earlier.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, you are still here. Yeah. You want to come up or just? Okay. Mr. Luke is going to ask to continue this until the next available date. I have no objection.
Okay. We need a motion or?
No.
Okay, all right. Calling agenda item number 13, Club Hot Ash, LCV 24-0045.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee. My client would like to continue this to next available. He noticed the date, which is April 10th, 2022, when Arnold Green was still doing his books, and Mr. Green is not in real good shape right now. So we're trying to ascertain, because I guess he met with auditing. My client did not meet with auditing, so we're trying to find out what was missing. So.
I have no objection. The notes in the file do indicate that Mr. Green met with auditing, which gave rise to this complaint. So if licensee can provide further information, great. Otherwise, I'm prepared, but I have no objection to go to continuing to the next available.
Okay, we'll continue. Calling agenda item number 14, Encore Saloon, The Daily Burger, LCV 24-0055.
And Commissioners, Neil Gota has this case. He did contact me earlier for this case as well as Lotus Honolulu. He's asking to continue for the next available date. He's just not available for tonight's hearing. I have no objection.
Okay.
Reason I went through that.
Yeah. Calling agenda item number 15, Jinroku Pacific, LCV 24-0060.
Again, good afternoon, Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee. Waive reading of the charge and our plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the plea.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve a plea of no contest. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, the
Please accepted.
the plea of no contest is accepted.
Yeah. Then Mr. Everest, what is your recommendation for agenda item number 15?
Thank you, Commissioner. This is a first offense. The recommended fine is $500.
Mr. Kyuchi, explanations?
This is a good one.
Okay, I'm good to
You're
hear a
excited
good
to
one.
get one.
We're
It'll
breezing
be a
through
good
this, so
one.
we're good to hear a good one.
So this is a okonomiyaki place in Waikiki. So Jinroku Pacific is owned by Mr. Ota. Mr. Ota sold this establishment about 2 years ago to a Mr. Yamamoto who has runs a company called Centurion Pacific. So they signed the agreement. Centurion Pacific was supposed to have submitted plans. They submitted plans that kept changing. The bottom line is the entire restaurant's been gutted and is left that way. My client is kind of stuck with it because what happened is the contractor for Centurion made off with something in the range of $800,000.
Okay.
So the transfer of the license to Centurion Pacific was canceled. And my client's back with this, but there is now a gutted premises with nothing inside.
Okay. So I guess a question I'm going to have is what is your client, because he has a license and he has all this stuff, what is his plan? Is he planning to rebuild and continue on with the restaurant? What is he
What
planning
he's
to
trying
do?
to do is find someone that will buy it. And in his dream world, rebuild it. The problem is the place is 100% gutted.
So that they ain't gonna matter which floor plan they get, they're gonna be
No.
stuck with some type of fine for whatever they decide.
Yeah, well,
Cause it
you
won't have
know,
a floor plan, right?
so I think what's gonna happen is when and if and when there's somebody that comes in that wants to buy it from him, then he would have their architect go do the floor plan.
Yeah.
The problem is that because it's so completely gutted, there's no way they can, replicate what was there.
Right.
They also moved the bar, and the architect who moved the bar, hired by Centurion Pacific, didn't tell Mr. Yamamoto that when you move the bar and you have pipes underground, you got to break into the slabs. So it's even worse.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate. There are now 2 lawsuits, but it's kind of the way it is. And the reason this violation came up was Investigator Cruz called me, he says, can I go out? And I said, yeah. Calls me back and he said, they started demolishing the premises. That was before they submitted the floor plans.
Okay, so two questions. One, I just want to confirm, because it's fully demolished, they're not serving anything in there, but he has a license.
The
Okay.
license is in safekeeping.
License is in safety, but he's in charge of it technically because they no longer did the transfer, right?
Correct.
Okay. And it's back in his hands because that guy didn't finish. And so he got it back because the
Basically, they abandoned the premise.
brand, okay, all right,
So they abandoned the premises, we canceled the transfer.
okay. All right, so my motion is going to be to issue a
I
letter.
have a question.
Oh, sorry.
So if we issue a letter of reprimand now, are they gonna be back with us when they try to like fix it?
Well, I think what's gonna happen is one of two things is gonna happen, because you gotta remember, all this time, there's a landlord, right? And the landlord's not being paid. Except my client is not on the hook with the landlord, Centurion Pacific is. Okay. So once Mr. Ota sells it, then he has been told, because he, after this whole mess occurred, he flew into Honolulu. I told him, these are what your options are. He's gonna have to either sell it or basically cancel the license. So one of two things is gonna happen. The reason why it's unlikely the license is gonna be canceled is this is one of only 3 hostess licenses left in Waikiki. So when I got this license, I did not get a restaurant license for that very reason, because the value of the hostess license, is tremendous value.
Yeah.
So that's why he hasn't canceled the license, because he's been convinced by his attorney that it has some value and maybe he should give it a shot, so.
I just didn't want you to get fined twice. Once-
No, it will be, as they say, dealt with at that time, but right now, I think there's a separate issue with the landlord too, so, we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna, my motion, I'm sure. Is based only because he didn't demolish it. And he also now is stuck with it back because
Right.
the other one ended. And he excavated the premises.
Right.
So any other questions before I make a motion, because I wasn't prepared?
Yeah,
Okay, so my motion is going to be to issue a letter of reprimand for agenda item number 15.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded to issue a letter of reprimand. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. A letter of reprimand is.
And I hope I don't have another one like this.
Well, that won't be a very good explanation again if it is, because that's if you use it twice.
Even though I'm lying on the second.
Calling agenda item number 16, Lotus Honolulu at Diamond Head, LCV 24-0051.
Commissioners, this is the other Neil Goto one. He's unavailable for today's hearing, asking to continue to the next available date. I have no objections. He contacted me ahead of time.
Okay, great. Calling agenda item number 17, Micronesia Mart LCV 24-0061.
Good afternoon. To my right is Hiromi, Hiromi Hadley, Hadley. She is the owner. And the record reflect Wayne Lucas counsel. We've waived reading on the charges, enter plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the plea.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept a plea of no contest. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The plea is accepted.
Mr. Everett, your recommendation for agenda item number 17.
This is a first offense within the past 5 years. The recommendation is $100 fine.
Salute, any explanations?
For the record, they did appear earlier, gave them a notification that there were no, the pricing wasn't there. And they were in the process of doing the pricing, but they didn't complete it.
I guess the question is, so the pricing is all there now?
Yes, and the other problem was, Hiromi here had a emergency she's from Micronesia. Her father passed away and they didn't even, the manager didn't even tell her about the liquor commission being in there. But everything's all done.
So the only question I would have is, so is there a preliminary reason or why, is there a behind reason why the tags weren't there, even if it was the wrong price previously?
I guess, while I was busy with my dad's affairs, they ran out of, those.
The
I don't know what
stickers?
not the stickers, but
Plastic.
the plastics that they clip onto the,
Oh, okay.
and
I think I was there.
they did request, with, Odom, Budweiser. And I think they asked both them and, Island, beverages. But it didn't get delivered till, and then so they made do with a sign that had all of the liquors. And they stuck it onto the refrigerator in the meantime, and we're waiting for that. Yeah, it's never gonna happen again.
No, Mr. Everett, I have a question. Is there anything in the file that indicates that there was something on any coolers with any types of pricing?
No information in the file or the pictures that I have. I
Okay.
will acknowledge the notice of violation was on, I believe, June 17th, 2024, and then about a month later in July was when the actual notice came in for unchanged, so about a month.
Before we proceed, a procedural question. Commissioner Sakamoto was on the ride along for this.
Glenn, was I there on this one? Was it the one I was there?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
a warning.
I was there for the warning.
I believe it might have been for either the warning was I know a warning was written prior.
Yeah.
So I think out of
Whatever.
safetiness, you
Confused.
probably should, because we can't tell which one you were on.
Yeah.
I would-
I'm trying to look at the date, but I remember visiting.
So you might wanna.
Okay.
Just so you don't,
For
I
the
think that we
record,
decide upon here.
Commissioner Sakamoto.
I think we were working at it.
I'll put it over there. Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, so I want you to understand that my motion is going to be what I'm going to make, and that is because someone did come previously and inform you that this happened. And when they came back later, it was still not fixed, okay? So my motion is going to be to approve the recommended fine of $100 for agenda item number 17.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve a fine of $100. Any nay or nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. A fine of $100 is issued.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Sakamoto back. Oh.
Calling agenda item number 18, Stadium Station LCV 24-0065.
Hello, Mr. Chair and members of the commission. My name is Ernest Yagi, ERNESTYAGI. I'm the current owner of Stadium Station LLC. Next to me is my partner, Janlu Takane, JANLUTAKANE. We're here before you regarding a notice of violation served to us on July 23rd, 2024. The violation as explained by the legal clerk, Ivan Papaona, regarding a transfer of license without commission approval, violation number 29658. I was not aware that a commission approval was needed
Okay,
since,
Hold on. So
My
first, what
apologies.
we're going to do is we're gonna ask the council to
Okay.
read your violation. Then we're going to allow you to make a decision.
Okay.
Whether you're going to accept it, deny it, or plead no contest, and then we will continue through that process, but we need to take those steps first.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Mr. Everett, can you please read the charge?
Of course. On or about July 17th, 2023, in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii, licensee without commission approval transferred to another person the licensee's business for which the licensee's license was issued, either openly or under any undisclosed agreement, whereby such other person came into possession or control of the business or took in any partner or associate in violation of section 281-41 subsection H of the Hawaii Revised Statutes.
Okay, so Mr. Yagi,
Yes,
okay, so you can, these are your three choices.
yes,
You can either accept the charge, you can deny the charge, or you can plead no contest.
yes. So at this time, I would like to enter a plea of no contest to
Okay.
violation.
Okay, hold on. So we're gonna
Okay.
go through the process.
Yep.
And then we're gonna give you an opportunity.
Okay.
Okay, so I need a motion to accept the plea of no contest.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a plea of no contest. Any nays or reservations? I also vote aye. The plea is accepted. I had one question. Is it July
I'm
7th?
gonna ask,
Oh,
I'm gonna
sorry.
ask, I'm gonna ask. So Mr. Everett, I'm gonna ask for you to give us your recommendation for agenda number 18. And as well, I'm going to ask if you can tell us what is the date of the violation.
This is a first offense within the past 5 years. The recommended fine is $100.
Okay,
I believe the date of violation was July 7th, 2023, although if you give me 1 second, I will confirm that.
only because, you said 2024, so we want to know if it's correct, which date is correct.
I believe, so 2023, this is arising out of 2023,
Okay.
by my understanding, or at least according to the reports. July 7th, excuse me. If I said 17th, that was my mistake.
Okay, good.
Okay, so Mr. Yiragi. So you have now the opportunity to give us an explanation of what
Okay.
happened.
Okay. I was not aware that a commission approval was needed since I followed the guidelines on the checklist provided by the Honolulu Liquor Commission in obtaining a temporary liquor license and also the necessary steps to obtain a permanent liquor license. So in that, I guess in the process, there's a checklist that was delivered to me and then also downloaded from the site. And I followed those, and the previous owner, Taylor Investments,
Okay.
he is not of capacity. So I took it over, and all I thought that was needed was his consideration document signed over to me, saying that I
Okay.
would take over the business as well as obtaining my own license or reinstating his current license for the TT. And then
Okay.
also for obtaining a leasing for the permanent space.
Okay,
So I was completely not aware that something of this existed. And I think the only time I did understand it was when I came for my own permanent license, when I sat with the gentleman and we read through the blue sheet, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. and
okay,
that's when
so
I
but
understood.
so currently at this point, right, you have a permanent license.
Yes, I do.
For this space and for Stadium Station.
Yes.
The only thing realistically is you didn't really know that the transfer process and how it actually worked.
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right, my motion is going to be to issue a letter of reprimand for agenda item number 18. And that, for me, that's because you permanently went through all the other things. And this is something that wasn't there that you knew about. But I will say, you are now a licensee.
Yes.
And that is something we hold very hard on the
Right.
rules. Okay, so that's gonna be my motion.
A second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a letter of reprimand. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The letter of reprimand is approved. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 19, Sushi Ginza Unadera. LCB 24-0058.
Good afternoon, Asami Williams on behalf of Sushi Ginza Onodera. We'll wait reading of the charges and enter a plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the plea.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a plea of no contest. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The plea is approved.
Mr. Everett, your recommendation for agenda item number 19?
Thank you, commissioners. This is a first offense within the past 5 years. The recommended fine is $500.
I'm so sorry. Forgot your last name.
Oh, Williams.
Ms. Williams, any explanation?
Yes, so this happened back in 2015. At the time, the company was unaware of the reporting requirements. But since then, they are now aware, and we'll make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Okay. So we currently have, all the right people on the stock and they're all ownership correct now, file, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Everett, does it say in there how it came about? We found this because back in 2015, and it's like quite a long time ago.
I'm not sure how it processed through auditing or how it ended up coming where it is. It came to me earlier this year for screening, which is how it's before the commission now. I will say that this is the only case that I've received on this for this licensee. So my understanding is that they're up to date on everything else, but I don't know why it's a 2015 case that dragged until now.
Okay. Can we deliberate?
Sure. Great for deliberations.
Sorry.
We're back.
Okay, so we're back on the record. So I will ask again. So, after our deliberations, is there any further information in regards to how this came up or what happened? Go ahead, Mr. Everett.
Thank you. So commissioners, in looking through one of the exhibits attached to the executive report, in a stock of transfer application in 2021, the licensee requested an ownership of stock transfer that had a document talking about the 2015 stock transfers. So in 2021, notice came to the auditing division of the 2015 transfer, which is
Okay.
how it appeared several years later.
Okay. So Miss Williams, I'm gonna say that, my motion is going to be what I'm going to make, but I want you to understand that obviously we're also looking at something that happened more than 9 years ago. But we want you to know that it's very important for your clients to know that anytime they're gonna change a stock or any type of thing, they need to let us know within the time limits. Because it's better fair for you folks. So we know who's in charge of the business, okay? So my motion is going to be to issue a letter of reprimand for agenda item number 19.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a letter of reprimand. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The letter of reprimand is approved.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 20, the Windward Bar LCB 24-0049.
So Mr. Everett, how would you like to proceed?
Thank you, commissioners. A representative of Windward Bar, the manager, was served on September 24th, 2024 with a notice indicating today's date for the hearing. This is a first setting for the licensee offense against Windward Bar, so I would ask that it be continued until next available with notification sent out via certified mail or delivery, and then we can take appropriate action at the next setting.
Fine by me. Next available.
Okay, next available.
Or do you want to go back to your
Oh.
one that you had prior to us going to your next thing?
Number 9.
9.
Yeah.
just do we-
Right up.
I'm sorry, we're out with the.
We're done.
Yeah,
Wow.
done. Adjudications are finished.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just so
You'll
that we
find the
don't.
agenda items.
No, right up.
Oh, Brother Bar, right?
Yeah, number 9, liquor
Yeah.
commission. So. Yeah, I ask administration, so it says here, right, that this is a 6-month review, license is based, 6-month review, right?
It's
But
been in safekeeping.
it's in
during the
safekeeping,
probation.
correct, during the probation?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean,
Oh,
what would be our
next setting.
action or what would we need to do as we move forward?
Well, the commission may recall that sometimes, when there is gonna be a delay in the issuance of a license pursuant to an application, and they're also gonna be, given a probationary period, you will like trigger, you'll peg that 6-month probation from the time the license is pulled. Since we did not anticipate that they're going to do something like this, whereas complete the adjudication and immediately put into safekeeping, perhaps in the future, you would just need to, out of an abundance of caution, make mention that the probation should run when the license is actually out and active. This is the first time this has ever happened.
So would we be able to make a motion that we would want to make the probationary period become active if the license is picked up and put into activeness?
I don't think you can impact this particular item.
Okay,
But going forward, but when they eventually do appear, you may comment on their clever procedural posture in terms of dealing with this issue,
well,
but
I probably would say I would rather extend it another 6 months.
I don't think you can,
Oh,
to be honest. I mean,
I'm just thinking because the reason we put it there was for a specific reason, right?
because the decision in order probably just says it's a date certain in terms of the 6 month. And
Okay.
that's unless you want to recall the DNO and reamend, that's why I say I don't think you can do that.
Okay. I just was wondering. All right,
Lesson learned.
no action, so, all right.
Okay. Calling agenda item number 21, Liquor Commission discussion of processes and procedures. I don't think we have anything outstanding agenda item. Calling agenda item number 22, Liquor Administrator, Mr. Patillos.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Sal Patilos, Administrator of Honolulu Liquor Commission. I actually have a title for my report today. It's a day of one step closer. I think you're aware that Assistant Administrator Harai submitted the post-public hearing small business impact statement for the proposed amendment to Rule 382, 38.15 and lawful discrimination. There's some procedural steps that we need to go through in the process of getting that formally. Additionally, we are also taking steps to fill and reallocate the positions that were created by the reorganization, at least in terms of licensing. Again, it's we want to try to get to, we want to try to add more capacity as quickly as possible, so we're trying to do that. This is a longer term thing than the measures that we've so far taken. And additionally, and while it may be embarrassing to say that we received approval for a purchasing violation.
Pardon?
A purchasing violation, that puts us a step closer to actually having work done on the data migration and the applications in terms of randomized assignment of inspections, as well as the geolocation history application. Okay. And that's my report and first steps. It's one step closer, and if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I'm glad we're in violation, right? There was a job fair. Was there any results of that?
Yeah, so I think in the job fair, there was interest on the part of people. I think we, again, I apologize, but sometimes some of our things are relatively Byzantine. So we have to make sure that we have correct requests put in, or the correct position descriptions put in before we can act. I know there are people who there are people who were interested in positions that we normally aren't able to recruit for quickly. So we're trying to get those things done as well, so that we can get them in the door.
Okay. Other questions? All right, calling agenda item number 23, announcements.